Hey people, daily update. It's just to let you know I love my genes. I love my genetic makeup. I have some of the world's best genes that it makes like nations jealous. So I personally know that the nations and the people that are so jealous that they hate they like to do this type of surgical procedures on us because they're so jealous that they hate and that's how God is casting all these demons into you guys. And I am God's bait, actually, and he is going to base y'all's future actually on how you is surgically altered, ripped apart, and the ways that you treated the inside and the outside of my body, and the things that you put on and use with my body from the time that you found out I was even existent inside my mother's womb. That's how far God will go back to your genes and your genetics that you weren't blessed with having, and the eggs and sperm you steal to try to mix your race with mine, which is illegal because that means you're trying to racially genocide in this country, in America, and practicing war crimes and genocide and ethnic cleansing here, that you people involved that are actually taking bribes to do this to me and my family, that are so jealous of us, you're being plotted to have your lives taken from you. And the things that you have held away from me and my family since my great grandparents were smuggled here and held, and you separated and committed cruel and unusual punishment on my great grandparents and my grandparents by separating them and separating my family the way you did, and the agencies and the government agencies that you use now to separate families so that you can dissect the flesh out of these children and these women and the race that you're using. Oh my God, have you even let these people know what's going to happen to them? I have let them know what you guys told me, and as you can see, they still don't believe. So it's up to you, the inhumane pieces of shit that are doing this in this country, and what you're using me really for. You know, it's a test of your morals and your humanity and what you believe through satanic technology, of how you've treated my life, my whole life. And you've actually, Colombians and Puerto Ricans and Mexicans and any other person that's came into my life has shown God, this is the way you want to be treated. This is what you want to happen to you and your families and everything. You want to become what you're doing to me. And Satan knows what he's going to do to you. He uses you. And you should have never been so genetically hating on your own self that you would want a piece of my flesh in your body, because you hate yourself. Now, my creases of my body, my arms, my toes, my skin, my hands, my fingers, my palms, all of this. I am in Arkansas. I was trafficked and dumped out here by some truckers. And I have been being gassed and surgically altered. I have been being mutilated. I have been being hurt. I have had people administer drugs that knock me out and so that they can do things to my body, my hair, and then they are selling me. I am a human being. I have been trafficked my whole life, I was sold in child porn, child sex slavery, so that Marilyn and Sophia and Jack could make a lot of money selling me to men with a lot of money to play with my body when I was a little girl for their sexual pleasure. Yes, they do run a human smuggling, sex trafficking ring, and they do mutilate and rip apart your genitals because they're jealous of them. They do take women, and they wait for a woman to hurt me. That way they can put them on a list to be dissected, and they're going to rip you guys apart and upgrade their transgenders with your race, depending on the level of my harm to me and my children. This is what you and your children are going to earn and gain. And my mom did tell me that your children are going to be pissed at you for hurting me, for what they're going to face for what you parents have done to my life and you grandparents. So, letting you know that these people have also imprisoned my brother for something they did. My brother's not a rapist. They made that all up. They kept him in prison. My mom, everything that you guys have heard about our families are lies. Actually, the crime families and the criminals that are running these rings are the ones that did it. They do use people in the military. They are weaving their terrorists into the military. They are bribing people and changing their race and their names and stuff like that to weave them into America to attack us within our own country. They do plan to gas and do this to most of America because of the immorality of you guys and your government and your state and your country allowing for that stuff to happen here. They are going to the oil companies that I'm aware of, like British Oil, Ohio Oil, a lot of oil companies out of Texas, the Texas educational program. They're totally keeping certain education. They're being very, very discriminative towards races, blacks, whites, and Spanish, on how they're educated. It's totally all separate. It's not the same. And it is coming out of Texas. They're being bribed by the Middle Easterns and the Colombians to control that, to keep us undereducated because one of their children's not going to make it, are slow, and it just couldn't learn within one lifetime. So they ripped apart other people's bodies, dissected people, and they started trying to upgrade and change its age, change its identity. They are using the Federal Bureau of Investigation's tactics. You've got a leak in there, and they are leaking everything that you guys do as far as cyber crimes, the way you investigate crimes and everything, to the Middle Easterns, because they're upgrading it, and they're trying to find a way to be able to get away with committing the crimes and you not be able to, properly even investigate it. Your How to Catch a Predator, using Little Women to catch predators, they are now using another end. Now they're making their Little Women and their adults look like children, and they're preying upon children. They're sexually preying upon children. So they're also using that same tactic. They're stalking children in school. These children are not children. These people are adults. They will prey upon your children. They will live in your neighborhood. They will come in and spend the night and drug your whole family. And they will come in and take from your life and your body. They will try to make your wife look like something to turn your head to somebody else that took your wife's face or body parts. They'll fatten her up and they will try to make you turn to one of them that is genetically not what it looks like. So, to all you men out there, I'm just letting you know, you'll get killed. And they do kill the men that hurt people for them. They don't just fake your death. They actually will hurt you. These women, transgenders that look like women, and they use twins. So that's just a little bit of, what's going on now. They only send you to doctors that are on the racketeering ring. These doctors know that these criminals are ripping you apart and tearing you apart, and they will commit cruel, embarrassing, and unusual punishment on your life and send you into places for something you didn't do, or so a doctor can racketeer off your life. They cauterize your skin, as you can see. My skin on my neck has been cauterized. My nose has been all reshaped. My eyes. This is all an aging technique, because when they smuggled me in here, they gave me an identity that was 10 years older than what I really am. Between 7 to 10 years older than what I really am, because they started ripping me apart and gassing me and changing for me to catch up to a false age, because somebody's trying to racketeer off of insurance company or a trust fund or the doctors, stuff like that, a state. The states involved are being targeted. They are going to do something really bad. That's all I know. I don't know what really bad means, but they are. And I am bait. They're using me as bait. You guys are being tested. And and Medusa, Medusa gets people stoned to death. And if you've been filmed doing anything to my body, they are going to take all that and they're going to release it to what you think what parallel life or whatever life you think that you're going to escape in, and they are going to send people after you if they're not already waiting for you. And they know how you guys are changing yourself now, and the masks that you wear under your skin to change your face, and your gloves. They already know. They know to, you see this? All those creases have been surgically altered, and you can see it with a naked eye. You can see all that. So, criminals don't know how to murder people and get rid of their bodies without altering their body while they're selling them. And these people are trying to make me disappear and harm me in the most inhumane way that they possibly can treat or defame me while they use my body. And it is Pakistanis, it is Iranians, these are Middle Easterns, and they do use Spanish people to commit their crimes because they're using them as shields. They want you to kill off the Spanish people before you get to them. But actually, it's the people that want this shit done that need to be dealt with. And none of them are here on proper documentation. Your immigration is got people in there that are completely and utterly corrupt. They're probably fear for their life. And so do these doctors and judges and cops that are involved. So I'm letting you know that America is now in fear. You guys aren't brave anymore. You can act it if you want, but it's not true. So you guys have a nice day. I'm going to enjoy my day. I'm going to continue reading about these things that have happened here in this country, and I'm going to pray to God that this country gets blessed with everything that they've ever intended and done to my life. And if God feels this country needs to be blessed, He will. So, you guys have a nice day.